Welcome to Janan, where we uncover the darkest and strangest chapters of human history. Can you imagine a world leader nearly becoming a meal? Cut up, cooked, and eaten. Yes, this isn't a joke. It's a horrifying true story. In today's episode, we dive into a merciless world, the world of cannibalism. Brace yourself, the story you're about to hear you will never forget. Dear viewer, do you know which world leader was nearly slaughtered and eaten by cannibals? Yes, eaten literally, by a group of real, human-eating cannibals. And this wasn't just any president, but the president of the most powerful country on Earth. Stay with me, and I'll tell you the full story. In February 1945, a group of US Navy torpedo bombers took off to strike a Japanese naval base on the island of Chichijima. But Japanese anti-aircraft fire shot several of them down. The pilots parachuted out, 9 of them landed in enemy territory, 8 were captured, and what happened next was horrifying. The Japanese commander Yoshio Tachibana immediately ordered the captured pilots to be executed and served as food to his starving soldiers due to delayed food supplies. In 1947, Tachibana and 4 other Japanese soldiers were tried and hanged for this gruesome crime, now remembered in history as the Chichijima incident. But what about the 9th pilot? His plane was shot down as well, but he landed in the Pacific Ocean. A US submarine rescued him just hours later. Had it been a few hours later, he wouldn't have survived, he wouldn't have returned home, he wouldn't have become president. He wouldn't have been the 41st president of the United States. Yes, he was George H.W. Bush, the man who narrowly escaped being eaten by cannibals. But while Bush survived, others were not so lucky. Take Captain James Cook, the famous explorer who discovered Australia. After committing countless atrocities against the native people of Hawaii, they eventually caught him. And they didn't just kill him, they cooked him over fire and ate him. Yes, they ate him. Cannibalism, one of the most gruesome and terrifying human behaviors in history. The term itself comes from the Spanish word Carib, referring to the Carib tribes Columbus once wrote about. Studies suggest that these rituals were widely practiced among African tribes, and from there spread to the Caribbean islands. Cannibalism has appeared throughout history, especially in times of famine, during city sieges, among primitive tribes, and as a way to humiliate enemies where victors ate their defeated foes. Some even believe that eating an enemy would give him that person's strength and bravery. Others practiced it as part of religious rituals, and in perhaps the most bizarre belief of all. Some viewed human flesh as sexual stimulant, claiming it gave them immense sexual energy. Yes, complete madness. Cannibalism dates back to the dawn of humanity. In China, archaeologists found human bones in cooking pots over 500,000 years old. And in North America, the Anasazi tribe was known for practicing it. Surprisingly, not all acts of cannibalism were done out of hatred or revenge. In parts of New Zealand, for instance, some tribes honored the dead by eating their brains. When a respected elder passed away, the tribe gathered around the body and sang sacred chants. Then the tribal priest would remove the brain and distribute it equally among the mourners, just to be eaten. And believe it or not, even Arabian tribes practiced cannibalism in pre-Islamic times. Writers like Al-Jahiz mention tribes such as Hudayl Banu Asad, Bahila, and Al-Anbar from Banu Tamim. But it wasn't only ancient history. Even in the modern era, horrifying events have been documented. In Russia, during 1921 famine, reports of cannibalism were widespread. And in World War II, the stories are even more terrifying. During the 872-day siege of Leningrad, after consuming birds, rats, and pets, some civilians began eating human flesh. The authorities even formed a special anti-cannibalism unit. In Siberia, Soviet forces reportedly slaughtered over 5,000 German POWs for food. In Eastern Europe, rumors spread that human fingernails were found in sausages. A grim hint that human flesh was being used in processed food. At the Tokyo War Crimes trials, shocking testimonies revealed that Japanese soldiers ate Allied POWs alive, literally cutting off their limbs and organs while they were still breathing, just to keep the meat fresh. And then there's Flight 571, which crashed in the Andes Mountains of Uruguay in 1972. The passengers were stranded for 72 days. After some of them died, the survivors had no choice but to eat the bodies of their dead friends in order to live. Now let's talk about the serial killers who turned to cannibalism. Albert Fish, who raped, murdered, and ate several children in 1920s. He claimed it gave him immense pleasure. Andrei Chikatilo, the Russian monster who killed and ate at least 53 people between 1978 and 1990. Issei Sagawa, the Japanese student who killed and ate a Dutch girl in France. He was declared insane, released after 15 months in a psychiatric hospital, and now walks free in Japan. Armin Meiwes, the infamous German computer technician who lured a man via the internet and killed him and ate him. He claimed the victim agreed, but most believe it was cold-blooded murder. And finally, one of the most bizarre cases in American history, Alfred Packer. In 1875, he went on a gold hunting trip in Colorado with 5 companions. An indigenous chief warned them not to go, the winter would be deadly, but they ignored him. A brutal snowstorm hit, the entire group vanished. But 2 months later, Alfred Packer returned alone. Under pressure, he confessed to killing his companions. When authorities found the bodies, they were shocked. All 5 had been eaten, only skeletons remained. During his trial, the judge famously told him, "We used to have 5 Democrats in this county, and you ate them." Alfred Packer was sentenced to death. The public cheered. Cannibalism, a crime so vile, even animals avoid it. One of the darkest, most disturbing chapters in human history. Some did it out of desperation, others out of madness. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a story from Janan.